Botswana urged to invest in cooperatives. Senior national women's soccer, the Mers team fit and ready to battle against some of the best teams in Southern African region. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Now, in our first story, the President, Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi, says government is intentionally eliminating livestock rustling along the Botswana-Zimbabwe border. When addressing Bobonon residents, the President said this decision follows countless efforts of dealing with livestock theft that has been a major problem in the area. Tlotla Matlabapiri has more.
Cattle rustlers in the Bobira area have been tormenting farmers for years. Today, the arrival of President Masisi in Bobonom village gives farmers hope of an everlasting solution that would enable Bobira farmers to live in peace. On that note, President delivered on his promises as he unveiled 3 APC car models which will assist in fighting livestock theft along borders, especially Botswana and Zimbabwe border.
Drone tseo go mo tseleng ya go di bapala ke tsere tshotso gore ke a go le baballa ke a go le sireletsa mme e seng go le baballa le go sireletsa hela ke a go le ka bojotlhe ke irisa ditsompelo tsa puso tse ke di reboletseng gore ke di laole gore ke le ngathele ke sadisetse ba bangwe le bone ha o latlhegetswe ke 20 kana go heta o tla nelwa marobanyana a mana magadi a le 5 o phiula dikeledi wa tsiwa o rotloediwa le po
ntware lwantshitse mme ke lebogela bopelotelele ja lona ja gore na re ha tautona le ha a simolola gone ka September 2021 a re la re ke a go hetsa se la mohanako la moretsa mme tautona o na dira ka ga go tshwanetseng
selo seo se iriwa ke botsalano jwa rona le lehatshe la Zimbabwe jo e leng gore boagilwe mo ditumalanong tsa gore ngwaga le ngwaga gabedi re tla kopana re a tlatla dilo tse leng gore re akanya gore di kana le boboloka mo go tsone.
Meanwhile, the village leadership followed up on various development issues in the village.
E leng tsela ya bobonong le kokole ye mona kwa gompieno nka e tlhalosa ke re it's a dead road isule tota bogolo ja ka go ta dipula jana ke tsela e sa tsamaegeng mo ngame e batla go ka tsosolosiwa ka ditsela di pehela tse ile goreng di ka dira gore e tsamaege
mo pusong re na le di-gradera tse di anameng le lehatshe le lotlhe di le 49 tse di tshelang tse ke laetseng gore di tsewe di bewa mo dithoteng tse di rileng gore na ditsela tse di be di gradiwa
se tsone tsa kgokgontsho ya bong hey mo bobirwa di a gola tautona di a gola tota gape mebile re itemogetse gore le tsone ditsheko tsa teng tautona di tsa lebaka
ka ngwaga wa 2021 ra adopta mo go teng ke gone sexual offenders registry e le gone gore re dire maiteko bao ba dira melato maina a bona a kwalwe gongwe mo go ka ba itsa gore ka mosobe ba ikamanya le dikgang tse di sa nnang sentle go ne ga dirwa gape mo go teng special courts.
Still in this consultative meeting, President Masisi donated a limousine bull to Ms. Khomotso Lentswe from Matatani to carry on government's efforts of improving local cattle genetics as well as to increase national herd. Tlotla Matlabapiri, BTV News.
Still at the Bobono Nkotla meeting, in an effort to foster relations between Botswana and Zimbabwe, government is considering allowing citizens to travel between the two countries without need for a passport. Let's with more details.
Just recently, the government of Botswana and Namibia reached an agreement that allows the use of national identity cards in these countries to cross through borders. Now, from the bilateral relations that exist between Botswana and its neighbor Zimbabwe, government is now considering to accept the usage of each national identity cards in cross-border movements.
E heta ba tlolang mo molwaning ba tsoko ba agisani ya no ka gore go Zimbabwe go tla gote go reka passport ke go eta $300. Ba le bantsi ha ba kgone madia. Ke so ba bangwe e le ka mabaka patikesego ya tsa botshelo. Se ka isene ka se ama abane ke gore batho ba ga rona ba nyala batho go Zimbabwe kana ba nyalwa teng ba nna mono. Ba na le masika mono. Yaanong ka re batho ba molao le tsamaiso ka ha molaong. Re batla gore le ha baagisane ba na le bothata ra tolle letsogo la thuso re ba thuse gore ba kgona go tshella ka kwano e le ka ha molaong ba sa irise mo go turang ya ka passport ba irisa o mang.
Still at this quarter meeting, there are a couple of issues that were addressed. Amongst them was those surrounding land allocations in this area.
Kanya land allocation. Ke re tautona go lebiwe kganye ya gore di components tse di tshwanang tsa rona tse di dira mo nakong ya gompieno. A di bewe pele. Ka gore ha ke go bolela gone yana ke mo sekoloteng se se tona sa rente. Misida le yone ka ha e batla dituelo tsa yone.
Ke kopa ro khona go ba jang le no bona kgwebo ya me o bona gore ke le ka go le ka he monga me ke a pallwa ka mabaka ona ke lebogile.
The relevant bodies were also given an opportunity to attend to some of these questions raised by the residents.
Coaching e le gore ya diragala ke re setse re le re itemogetse seo mme ba ga rona ba wildlife ba o keditse di patrol tsa bone mo mollwane e bile ba setse re na le kampa e leng gore e ko mollwane e nna go hela ya anti-poaching e leng gore ba nna ba tsama mo mollwane gore ba kgone gore ba kganne bo go jo bo diragala.
Last year na rantsha diploto tsa kgwebo mo bo bonong di le 58 tse le gore ha di body tsa rona di boela tse di sha tse tla bo di tlhophilwe di tla bo di kgona gore be di a biwa. President
Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi also encouraged the public to register for the next year's general elections, adding that they should also vote for people fit enough to make up a strong government. BTV News.
The nation has been cautioned about cybercrime and that as technology advances, they should do all they can do to protect their data. This was said by the Minister of Communication, Knowledge and Technology, Mr. Thulagano Sekgokgo, during the Cyber Security Awareness Month celebrations on Wednesday, which were held for the third time in Botswana. Tirima has more.
Digitalization has substantially eased access to various services and as such has gained popularity amongst many, especially as technology also reduces costs. However, careful maneuvering within the cyberspace is a necessity as cybercrime is on the rise, some using the very same digital means to swindle people of their hard-earned assets in the form of money or property. The public was given some pointers on how best to navigate the digital space.
Amongst the things to do not share your personal information. Exercise caution when using public Wi-Fi. They aren't as secure as networks at the office or at home. Don't be victim to phishing, where threat actors send fraudulent emails, texts, and social media messages, or set up websites that imitate legitimate businesses in an attempt to deceive people into providing confidential data.
With all the cons somehow beginning to outnumber the pros of cyberspace, government saw it fit to come up with the National Cybersecurity Strategy, which was approved by Cabinet in 2020. The strategy covers, amongst others, fostering cybersecurity research and development and enhancing stakeholder collaboration on cybersecurity issues.
The National Cybersecurity Strategy that is being implemented has a total of 6 strategic objectives, being to achieve a secure and resilient cyberspace, to enhance cybersecurity capacity and capability, to promote cybersecurity awareness, to foster cybersecurity research and development, to enhance stakeholder collaboration and cooperation on cybersecurity issues at national, regional, and international level.
Despite the downfalls of cyberspace, digitalization is highly encouraged as it would make services offered by government and parastatals more accessible and reduce the costs for both the end user and service provider.
ke gatela kganye ka gore ke yone e re isang ko gore Motswana e ra le go mangcotae a itlhelwe ke ditirelo tsa puso, ditirelo tsa poso, ditirelo tsa motlakase, ditirelo tsa metsi, ditirelo tsa eng di mo itlhela le go mangcotae.
Government plans to equip officers with relevant skills which will make them more techno-savvy. Additionally, also on the pipeline is online education. Terry Makhoeng, BTV News, Gaborone.
The 17th Global Expo Botswana, in collaboration with EU Botswana Business Forum, that will be hosted from the 11th to the 14th of this month, has been identified as a path for local producers to market their products as well as attract foreign direct investment to Botswana. This was revealed by the Minister of Trade and Industry, Mr. Musi Khafela, at a press briefing. Kumiso Mapanyani was there.
The Global Expo Botswana Forum, that is facilitated by Botswana Investment and Trade Center, has been recognized as an opportunity to local producers to share and learn from investors from Europe, to unleash relevant talent from them, as well as benchmarking on different business proposals or ideas from different sectors of the economy from them.
It was conceptualized through a cabinet directive, as Mr. Electricity has just said to you, in 2005. And the government at that time was concerned that there was no platform at all which could be used to showcase goods and services produced here in Botswana, as well as those produced elsewhere around the world. The whole essence of the expo is to attract foreign direct investment into Botswana. And this we do through foreign companies exhibiting at the Global Expo, as well as to promote goods and services produced in Botswana to the international markets. The Expo aims to facilitate sustainable business partnerships between Botswana businesses and their foreign counterparts through targeted one-on-one meetings using the Expo signature program called Business Matchmaking Program.
The EU ambassador to Botswana, Ms. Petra Pereira, indicated the long relationship with this country when it comes to business opportunities, hence the reason why to support local producers in offering them strong business ideas, as they have realized the potential local producers possess, and they should be given much needed support in order for them to produce high quality goods that will compete on the international market.
Our main objective together with Botswana, if I should summarize it in one sentence, what does the European Union want to do in partnership with Botswana today? So our ambition is really to support Botswana to unleash the full economic potential the country has. We believe the country has huge opportunities and potential, even to take it to another level and to a high income status, in line with the government's ambition and Vision 2036 the government is subscribed to. So this is really something that we hope to be able to support, the transfer of the country, what is still at the moment very much a resource-based economy, to a knowledge-based economy, and to reach the high income status. And in this sense, we have been teaming up with the government on two main priorities. First of all, green transformation, and secondly, economic diversification and jobs.
This forum aims at attracting 500 producers as well as many companies that will showcase and sell their products. Kumiso Mapanyani, BTV News, Gaborone.
Umbrella Ward Development Committee in Dwanian Town has received donations from a local company, Ringex joint venture, following the completion of newly built youth business offices. The non-profit making committee received donations in the form of office equipment such as chairs, tables, a laptop, as well as air conditioners. And Tato Ranahesmo.
This donation comes after the town's development committee lamented over the lack of office equipment, pleading for assistance. The committee put together funds to build these offices after identifying the dire need for office space amongst youth businesses.
mme go pheletsong ya teng madi ao a boele go beng ba one ka lebaka la gore batho bao ba bo ba thokile mo go teng office accommodation mme re na ra thulanya dithogore le dikomiti tsone tse 7 ra ga di-office tse le di bonang tse dintetse ke ka mo company ya Ringex joint venture e neng ya tla go araba selelo sa rona.
We understand that community development is a shared journey, and we are committed to playing our part in supporting your endeavors. The donation today, it's more than just a gesture. It represents our commitment to fostering progress and empowerment.
The donations were highly appreciated as they contribute to cultivating and promoting sustainable, growth-oriented youth enterprises.
Ubona ga o abetse umbrella wa development committee wa abetse tšhaba ya Jwaneng ga gona epe kgaolwana yeo sa yama yaanong ke se re se lebogelang thata komiti tse ke gone ha re tlhagolelang tsela teng mo go sepe se re batlang sa go setšhabeng.
The official opening of the newly built youth offices is expected during the month of October. Thato Ranna, BTV News, Jwaneng.
The Member of Parliament for Letlhakeng Lepepe, Mr. Likat Kabli, yesterday visited his constituents in Lepepe village as part of his ongoing Khotla meetings. Addressing his constituents, Kabli cited the rampant violence and drug abuse, particularly among the youth, as a major problem in the area. Bokamoso Kutsafalo with the report.
Botswana continues to uphold the values of democracy and an inclusive government. It is for this reason that MP Kabli has embarked on a series of Khotla meetings in his constituency to consult his constituents on their day-to-day lives.
Bomme ba hedile ba bolaiwa ha o le mme o raya re o mora re nya ya re kgaogane ga ke sa tole ke go bata maitse bo tsa thipa wa go sraga.
The meeting also accorded the residents of Lepepe a platform to voice out their grievances.
Ipelegeng ya kwano e berwa ke batho ba le 55 mme ha o le ba motso a ga go o le ba tala ye ha le humalele ha gwalo ha ile ba banana bone kana ba re heta mo motsi ba ta bothe mme ba bata gore ba hirwe bothe re go kope gore sekwala se sale se nna ha sa brigade bana ba nke be re ba thetse kwa nke ba sa khoreletse bagolo mo ipelegeng a sekwele se hele bana re ba ise brigade ba tswe mo ipelegeng ka gore bone ha ba tsena ba bata go hirwa hela bothe
mme o tla ka tsele e sena botsamao gompieno ha o tsamaya mo go ga koloi tsamaya ka dinao gore a yana ha o re kora kontraka o mmoni wa go rinela gore wa go dira leng go nna le boammaruri ka re e tla be se motho a ntla.
The Assistant Minister of Education and Skills Development, Naniki Makwinja, responded to the hardships facing the education sector in the area, assuring them that her ministry remains committed to improving education in the country.
Ine le tlhaelwa madi ba bone madi go tlo bogora gore ka bo yone be ke etswang go hetae gongwe CITF re tla bona e hela bana ba rona ja ka ntsa bua jana ba tle ba bona ditiro ka gore kana so entse ke thuto entse ke lephata la thuto.
Residents were also informed of the demarcation results, which led to Lepepe falling out to the Lenzwele-Tawi Lepepe constituency effective next year. Therefore, they were advised to register for elections in large numbers so that they can exercise their democratic right to vote. Bokamoso Kutsafalo, BTV News, Lepepe.
Farmers in Musi in the Morolong area have been encouraged to continue living their spirit of self-reliance, which is the pillar that has proved to hold and propel this country to where it is now. Minister of Health, also a Member of Parliament for Matete Malapabojang, said this at the handing over ceremony of 5 pregnant heifers to a member of Kotsukiela Farmers Association. The minister commended and appreciated the initiative, explaining that it is a gesture which embraces the president's appeal for mindset change. Gilbert Mohorosi has more.
Minister Dikoloti expressed that currently cattle farming is no longer viewed as an accumulation of large herds, rather a source of wealth, which can be used to generate income for farmers. He, however, stated that for farmers to fully enjoy benefits of cattle farming, they should take good care of their cattle.
Metulaganyo e le dirileng ya go ikgobokanya be le gakologelo a se ga rona gore ipelegeng o raeng ntlhatlose o ra eng e tsamaelana thata le tlhomontšha ya ga motlhoge Tauto na tlhaba tshone ya botlhano a re change mindset change.
Mr. Hofawane Kidise, who is the chairman of Kotsukiela Farmers Association, stated that at their association they believe in the spirit of self-reliance.
Re tshwanetse ra boela ko marakanelong a re ko gone gampieno re dumela gore ga e ka ke ope a bolaelwa ke tlala ga gagwe yo mongwe a mmolaela ga gagwe re tshwanetse ra kopana ra bona gore yo mongwe o tlhoka eng ra moneela sone se a se tlhokang ha re simolola re kgabo a rona o re ile ga re haloka mpatlela dikgomo go oketsa tse pedi tse tharo tse ke nang natso re dirile jalo
thulaganyo re diranye re tsego ira thulaganyo e tla reng ka mosolo bolo lebela gore tota thulaganyo re dira thulaganyo e ya kae jaanong tse go itumela mo go golo re itumetse thata.
Member of Parliament Dr. Dikoloti further explained that the initiative from Kotsukiela Farmers Association is a noble idea, highlighting that it is the first of its kind in Morolong area, and as such it is anticipated that the idea will promote the area as well as replicate across the country. Gilbert Mogorosi, BTV News, Musi.
Botswana have been urged to invest in cooperatives as they are essential to the growth of the economy, particularly as the country is striving towards being a high-income economy. This was highlighted by the Assistant Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Molebatsi, when officially opening the 13th Savings and Credit Cooperatives Association Congress, which aims to explore innovative techniques to improve cooperatives in the African continent. Wabetumpulubusi has more. We apologize for that clip without sound. Moving on, Khosi Sebangani Mosojani of Mosojani Village has urged traditional leaders as custodians of the cultural heritage for their respective ethnic groups to encourage their communities to preserve culture. Khosi noted this on the official launch of the annual Domboshaba Cultural Festival recently. Abigail Madorobo with more.
Khosi Musojani encouraged Bakalanga to make Domboshaba cultural site a well-known destination for tourism and entertainment center that will promote socio-economic developments in the northeastern region. He encouraged the historians to conduct in-depth research in order to impart knowledge to the upcoming generation about the Ikalanga culture.
Ladies and gentlemen, our traditional leaders, Woshe, are the custodian of cultural heritage of their respective tribes. I have not seen a good relationship between Boshe in the Bukalanga region actively taking part and supporting the Domboshaba Cultural Trust. This could go a long way in restoring and preserving the culture and history of Bakalanga. The good and supportive relationship will also promote the cultural heritage for the benefit of us all.
Nefamakalinga konga to shuzanya ngono shuzai ko pango kumwakale kuthangwa ne bugwele gwele kuti go ka ti bata gwele kuti ngwene ngono kusiba goteke ti buta mugulu ngono kana se musiba teke ti buta muchimo shaka jalo kuti tishimili ka se goteke ti ligere ndiko konga ko lemanya pango ndiso pango ngona ti muchimo eche.
The festival is part of the mindset change as Bakalanga are advised to embrace and celebrate their culture independently and make a living out of it.
We will humbly continue to work with the trust, the host communities and other government stakeholders to come up with sustainable programs that will help us develop the value chain that comes with our culture, or that comes from our culture and everything that is associated with it. And we do all this in line with Citizen Economic Empowerment Program of our government, His Excellency's reset agenda, and particularly the mindset change drive. Let's embrace our culture.
Traditional leaders are urged to be supportive by promoting the cultural heritage for the benefit of the people. Abigail Madorobo, BTV News, Domboshaba.
Extension 2 Senior Magistrate Queen Mwanga this morning informed accused persons wa Itzi Kanata Motlamedi Moreri, Tapelo Ramakwidi Offense Maruping and Tato Kenaope that they have a case of robbery to answer. This follows sufficient evidence given to the court by state witness during their ongoing robbery trial. Unkutile Tamahi has more.
The state in this ongoing trial brought 8 witnesses headed by the investigating officer Detective Constable Ornezi Ditseho to take the stand and testify on how they link the 5 accused persons with the offense of robbery. When giving evidence before court, all the state witnesses directed the court on what really transpired in the planning, execution, and places where the accused persons went to sell Basanita Cheba's goods. The investigating officer, Detective Ditseho, told Senior Magistrate Queen Mwanga that the 5 accused persons who attacked and robbed Basanita Cheba's house items on the 4th of May this year at Khosing Ward in Mohonye village named one another, led the police to all crime scenes and where they had hidden Basanita Cheba's valuables, and also led them to where they have sold those items. Ditseho says during investigations, she realized that the accused persons had already sold some items, such as the Sky Television in Zambia, while some goods such as microwave, shoes, traveling bag, and few others were sold locally. Magistrate Mwanga said she is impressed with the evidence put forward by the investigating officer, Detective Constable Ornezi Ditseho, as she has proved her case beyond reasonable doubt and showed seriousness in conducting deep investigations. She said for Ditseho to have managed to recover all Tacheba's stolen items and ensuring that she goes an extra mile in tracing where the Sky Television was sold in Zambia and also making sure it's brought back to Botswana, that on its own says to the court that the accused persons have a robbery case to answer. Magistrate also hinted that for the accused persons not to deny the use of Honda Fit car which was taken from Waitse Kanata to be used as part of the exhibits clearly shows that they admit to the accusations brought before them. The trial will resume tomorrow at Extension 2 Magistrate Court where the accused are expected to bring their witnesses. Unkutle Tamare, BTV News, Gaborone.
You're watching BTV News and thank you for staying with us. Now, moving on, the Gaborone City Council embarked on an auction sale on this morning to sell cattle they impounded after implementation of the law which allows the council to cull all stray livestock roaming around the city. In an interview with the town clerk, Mr. Emmanuel Swapo encouraged farmers to take care of their livestock, adding that this is the first auction of many to come if farmers continue neglecting their cattle. Tirima Khoeng reports.
At the beginning of last month, the Gaborone City Council began to gather all the stray livestock and cull them at their kraals as a way to keep the city clean. The new Impound Act gives the farmers 21 days to get back their cattle, failure of which they then get sold. On this particular day, many hopefuls gathered with the desire to get some of the animals through the auction sale.
tse e leng gore di digetse malatsi a di tshwanetse re be di le ha di sena yo di claimang gore ke tsa gagwe, so re di rekisitse re re kira be re dira jaanong jaaka Batswana ba itse re ne ra emisa go impounda dikgomo re ra di koba but bo go sa re berekele bo go ra gore nako le nako ya dikgomo di nna di tetse mo toropong di ndi borai mo matshelong a batho. Jaanong council e be tsa tshwetse gore re boele ko monongolo wa bogologolo wa go impounda dikgomo jaaka o di bona di tetse ka lesaka.
About 369 cows were retained in these kraals and only 9 were sold at this auction.
Already tse di leng ha di 369. Me bemba tsone dingwe ba di tsere ka gore they were more than 500. I think it was 553. So bemba tsone ba di tsere ba duela one matsana a ileng gore tota ha re lebile madi a teng ka ha thokomelong le ka ha re dirisa madi ka teng go gonnye me ha gona se re ka se dirang le council ke gone gore di phutere di be ha gore di ska tsenya matsholo a batho mo dipatseng. Tse dikgomo tse madi bona mo toropong dikgomo tse dintsi tse se teng di ne di supile gore di ne le bontsi ka palo ne re di tsaya go phakalane mo go supang gore tse dingwe gongwe ke tsa bo motšhudi tsa bo odi tsa ko kae mme hela ga o ka leba bontsi ja dikgomo tse di tswa ko Phakalane and then le ko Block 8 di dintsi jaanong se re se lemogileng ke gore ka dikgomo tse di leng dintsi teng ra go leka go tokagatsa masaka gore go nne le saka la dikgomo go nna le saka la dipudi ka gore le tsone di dintsi go nna le dikgomo le le saka le lengwe la tse leng gore ga se di hutsane bile ga se dikgomo di lebile dipitsi le ditonki ka gore di dintsi mo toropong.
These auctions are set to continue being held every 21 days if farmers prove negligence of these animals. Terry Makhoeng, BTV News, Gaborone.
Mr. Kialeboga Gaibuse is the new Charles Hill District Council chairperson after councillors ousted Mr. Offense Moapare from the seat through a motion of no confidence, giving Gaubusebe an opportunity to lead the council unopposed.
Immediately after the commencement of this full council meeting, councillors requested for the agenda of the meeting to be amended to add a question about the chairman's behavior before they could proceed with the program, and this accorded the councillors the opportunity to express their views on the issue.
Because now we are generalized, because we are not a councillor, are making the council fail. And this thing has also painted a very bad image to us, or to me as a councillor, because I was there, because people were literally saying that and the only thing to do that.
Now, since you are opening a bomb against us, for a long time we've been holding back, and now we are hitting it back to you. Really, we are releasing a motion of no confidence upon you, like you are doing to us.
Our relationship as councillors with the community has been dented. It has been destroyed beyond reparation. You have gone out on 2 occasions that have been noted and spoken in official capacity as chairman. Over Tobosa, Haber
There are the ambition because we felt like so imagine a head of department of the district being yourself. What is the implication? Implication can go and vote out these people because productive.
Councillor Moapare also had an opportunity to air his views concerning councillors' complaints.
Sharp committee meetings, honorable members had failed to show up, and because of that, quorum had collapsed. The same issue came again when we were supposed to have the meeting the following day of finance. Still, we couldn't form a quorum. But when I go out as a chairperson, I see us councillors there. By being direct, say that councillors do not come or do not show up for meetings. Yes, that one somehow is wrong. But if you know you are wrong, you run and you go, and you are allowed lawfully that you can pass motion of no confidence. But I have confidence in my life, in myself, in whatever I do. I have got confidence in that. So if we want to sit, more council, my principles are my principles. You can call them arrogant, myself, and all that. But my principle, how do I show the public somebody interested is in interest of
Mr. Kialeboga Gaibuse is now the new council chairperson, deputized by Mr. Kanjise. Lesego Mokwaisi, BTV News, Charles Hill.
The Member of Parliament for Kalahari South says a plot has already been identified to build a 50-bed hospital in Tsabong. Mr. Brooks was updating residents on upcoming development plans at a Khotla meeting in Tsabong.
Plans are underway to build a fully equipped, state-of-the-art hospital in Tsabong, complete with a modern operating theatre and specialists. Mr. Brooks says soon residents will no longer travel long distances to towns to seek medical assistance. He mentioned that construction of the hospital will start as soon as negotiations between the government and the contractor are complete. The 50-bed hospital will be constructed soon. We went to see the plot a week back.
the 50-bed hospital e re sa le re promisitswe now takes off ka di-staff house se tsone tseo a re name re letile.
Residents add their grievances mostly about service delivery in local health facilities.
Mo parliament go le tla ga bua ka clinic e ka ya rona tsa bon clinic gore ta operate 24 hours but still ga se go nne yalo.
Sepatala sa tsa bon primary hospital occupancy ya sone kana dipalo tsa sone di kota senyana.
Operating a clinic for 24 hours is not an easy job, so let's focus on the construction of the hospital.
Mo ka reng har santse re tshwaragana na mane tone ya go aga sepatala se sesha be re bua gape re kgawanya re ga clinic ya tsa 24 hours go ka retelela le makgatla ka nna mararo.
It's quite difficult when you want to go for checkup and you are told there are no ambulances.
La hela morai ba ene gore botsogo ja bone go thelele ga bo ba lete go tsana mo baseng re le ka maano a go ba transporta bothi ga gona le mo ile gore go botsogo ja ga go ne bo sa mo lete go tsana mo baseng.
Ambulances are used for medical emergencies only.
Kana kang te go pa gore te rena re itse re buisane re thusane mme ga go iragetse gore e be le weleng gore ga go ne go tsamaka tateng ya madi ra ba re fera go SNCD.
Mr. Brooks appealed to public servants to treat people with fairness after they complained of the unsatisfactory service they often receive from some of the government departments in the district. Botswana, BTV News, Tsabo.
And that is the news. And Tebo Sebetlela on standby to give us the sport news. Good evening, Tebo.
Good evening, Wilibile.
All right.
Yeah, I think interestingly, I watched the life of our president in Bobono.
Yeah.
They touched very important topics like Zimbabwe. They will be in talks with Zimbabwe about using Oman to come the same as Namibia.
Yeah, I think we are pushing towards becoming a global village whereby these boundaries no longer, deter us or no longer stop us from crossing over to the other country because of the long protocol. So the president does say they're in talks with the Zimbabwean government so that it could be what is happening in Namibia when we just cross over using our identity.
And I love the fact that he mentioned that it isn't like when you are using Oman, you think things are going to be easy.
Yeah.
The security procedures will be followed, like checking if you have enough in your bank account, if you have your background basically, so that you are eligible to actually cross to another country.
Most definitely. So get straight to the sport news.
Thank you very much,
Right.
Ulibile. This is Botswana Tonight Sports News with me, Ntabogang Sebetlela. The senior national women's soccer team, the Mars head coach Mohambi Saulos, says his team is fit and ready to battle against some of the best teams in Southern Africa region at the 11th edition of Hollywood Best COSAFA Women's Championship in South Africa. The Mars started their 2023 Group C campaign against Namibia tomorrow at 15:30 hours. Khomezo Safako.
The Mets go into the encounter riding high after demolishing Gabon 10-1 on aggregate in the WAFCON 2023 qualifiers match. Last year, the Mets were eliminated in the group stages with 5 points after managing only 1 win and 2 draws, while Namibia were knocked out in the semi-finals after losing 1-0 to South Africa.
We'll be ready to play the game. Playing a tournament, the substitution is a bit limited. They will play. They've always played in under this kind of situation. So yeah, in terms of preparation, we have Larsa prepare enough, but we managed to prepare and settled psychologically.
Even though the team will be without Mamelodi Sundowns duo of striker Refilo Tolaikele and goalkeeper Sirilami Busija, Coach Saulos will be banking on captain Lesogare Dakanyo and inform Khanyadi Wontlametse to help the Mets to kickstart the campaign on a high note.
We've got about 21 players, nearly 23, Magimia, Gabon, 21 Yanum, because the Sundowns release those 2 girls, 7 the other one our goalkeeper. But in any case, we are okay. We are in the camp. In terms of injuries, injury, minor,
To date, the Mets' best achievement in the regional tournament was reaching the 2020 finals, where they lost 2-1 to South Africa, while Namibia, on the other side, only reached the final in 2006. The Mets have also been drawn against Lesotho and 2021 COSAFA champion Zimbabwe in Group C. Khomzo Sefako, BTV Sport.
Still in the Hollywood, Bats COSAFA Women's Championship Group B matches played today. Angola thrilled Comoros 5-0 in their Group B opener match. All the 5 goals were scored in the first half of the encounter. In another Group B clash, the defending champions Zambia played to a 0-all draw against Mozambique. The results means Angola are top of Group B with 3 points. Sofia Hadab of Morocco booked herself a place in the ongoing J100 Gaborone ITF World Tennis Tour after defeating South African Helena van Rensburg 6-2, 7-6, 7-5 in a quarter-final game played earlier today at Notane Tennis Courts. Katlaho Khakwale.
Moroccan Hadab started the game on a high note, delivering long serves that gave South African van Rensburg a hard time, ultimately winning the first set 6-2. In the second set, Van Rensburg looked better, controlling the set to level matters as he took the set by a narrow 7-6 to make it 1-1. In an entertaining third set, Hadab rose to the occasion, eventually looking for a spot in the semi-finals. As Van Rensburg looked tired, the Moroccan took advantage to win that set 7-5 to win the entire game by 2-1 to book a place in the semi-finals.
The first set, I wasn't playing aggressively. I was just giving her opportunities to win the point. And second set, I decided to be more aggressive and to give her less opportunities to win the point. And I think that helped a lot. Physically and mentally, she wasn't ready for it. Make sure I watch my opponent today play to see her tactic and then talk to my coach to see what I can do.
Siyabonga Jack of South Africa and Serbian Matthias Denisjevic will be in the doubles finals on Saturday after defeating Finley Dyer and Thai host of Australia 7-6 and 6-3 in the semi-final match played today.
We are a good brain because it's mentally difficult to clutch at this moment.
I carried him up. You can see I was playing for myself, I'm really happy, and tomorrow I'm ready to play.
The J100 Gaborone ITF World Tennis Tour continues tomorrow with the girls' semi-finals, which will pave way for the girls and boys singles finals and doubles built for Saturday. Katlaho Kakwele, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And lastly, the Member of Parliament for Moshopa Manyana constituency, who is also the Minister of Entrepreneurship, Mr. Karabo Khare, has alluded that sports can help improve livelihoods, especially when impressive players are employed by well-established teams. Mr. Khare said this during a tournament he hosted titled Karabo Khare Independence Tournament. Emmanuel Rapua.
After 45 minutes of play, it was Cabo Setso Southern Callis who were leading the pack with 2 goals. After the break, experienced Mahotlonian brothers came back rejuvenated, and their efforts paid off as they managed to convert 2 goals to level the matters. Mahotlwane went on to score the 3rd goal to take the lead for the first time. Not wanting to be outdone, Cabo Setso piled more pressure and managed to score the 3rd goal to make it 3-3, taking the match into penalty shootout, where they emerged 5-4 winners.
It wasn't easy. It was a very tough game for us, but it was a good test for our boys. We knew what was coming, Corona, second half, and they will come Corona. And again, my boys responded well. We tried different formations, but I'm happy with the performance of my boys.
ba ba kgatlhegang o kana ba ba ka ba kgatlhegela ba tle go ba tsaya ka lekegompeko metshameko ke nngwe ya go hetla mebereko dumela gore ba le babedi ba bararo ke bona batho ba ba itseng bolo ka morago ka ba ntse ba meletsa batho ba mathe a ke ka ba bua ke bane ka ka ba maketa mme le ba bone ba e leng gore dumela gore se se etang e tle ba le go dumela gore le tshwanetse ra tswela ra dira jalo o di e nngwe tlatla le tse dingwe tla tswelela mo go ka tswelela ka gore tshwaragano le tirisano mmogo ya batshameki le rona di-supporter ke e ntseng ka mokgontseng yana.
The winners of the Karabogare Independence Tournament, Kabo Setso, pocketed 7,000 pula, while Magotlwane received 6,000 pula. Emmanuel Rapua, BTV Sport, Moshopa.
We've come to the end of our sports bulletin this evening. Thank you for staying with us. And now back to Samoka to give us the back hats.
All right, thank you, Ntebo. I think we have done well for today. I think it was just my day for today, and tomorrow I won't be here. You'll be with someone else.
I mean, you are coming, going, coming, going. I don't even know what to call it, but I really appreciate you for coming this evening.
All right. One thing also that was interesting, again, at the meeting in Bobono, the president also alluded to the fact that, in fact, he showed the residents that side 3 cars that will be helping about, you know, cattle rustling that is happening in the Bubirwa area.
Yes, and I loved the fact that the villagers actually acknowledge that a lot has changed, especially that they have been suffering from cattle rustlers. Remember, they will cross the border to Zimbabwe, and it will be very hard to actually recover the cattle. So now I think it's a huge development to see that now they have transport to help make things easier for them to recover.
Right. Now let's take a look at stories that we're making headlines.
Thank you, my brother.
Government aims to eliminate livestock rustling along the Botswana-Zimbabwe border. Botswana urged to invest in cooperatives. Senior national women's soccer, the men's team fit and ready to battle against some of the best teams in Southern African region. And that is the news this hour. Do stay with us. Weather up next.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather forecast. My name is Paul Victoria Josiame. Let's start off by looking at tonight's satellite overview. It's showing mostly fine conditions across much of the country, with partly cloudy conditions over parts of Khanti and Kalahari. For tomorrow, we're expecting some fine conditions over the western parts of Botswana, with fair conditions over the eastern parts of Botswana. In the morning, some mild temperatures over southeast Gauteng, southern central and northeast of around 11. Over 15 over Halape and Gaborone, but for the bulk of the country, mostly some warm temperatures of around 16 over Jwane, Letlhakane and Kasane, 18 over Ngamiland, Khanti and Kalahari. As the day continues, we're expecting some very hot temperatures across the bulk of the country, ranging between 36 over Francistown, Silibi Peak, Jwaneng, Veda, to 38 over Maung, Zabong, Middle Peaks and Box Peaks. Looking at the active wildfires, as indicated by the red color, is showing active wildfires are continuing to burn over some parts of Botswana. The fire danger index, which shows the probability of fire outbreaks getting out of hand, is showing very extremely dangerous conditions across much of the country. Therefore, the public is advised to handle fire with caution. Going into the weekend, over southern, southeast Gauteng and Kweneng, we're expecting some fair conditions on Saturday, partly cloudy conditions on Sunday. But for the both days, very hot temperatures of around 36 to 38 degrees Celsius. For Khanti and Kalahari as well, fair conditions on Saturday, partly cloudy conditions on Sunday, with very hot temperatures of around 36 to 38 degrees Celsius. But for Chobe and Ngamiland, we're expecting some partly cloudy conditions with extremely hot temperatures of around 39 degrees Celsius to 41 degrees Celsius.
For central and northeast, mostly fair conditions are expected with very hot temperatures on Saturday, but extremely hot temperatures on Sunday, ranging between 39 to 40 degrees Celsius. Therefore, the public is advised to take necessary precautions. That's the weather forecast. Have yourself a good night.